let's get into it. There's a big game on Sunday. I'm not sure if you know. And by the way, I don't know. Do you like? There's a funny thing that goes on the internet every time the Super Bowl comes around. If you need to know, the Super Bowl kicks off at 5:30.
Yes.
You don't have to Google it. It's 5:30. Kicks off at 5:30.
Mm-hmm.
Halftime show is going to be Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick Lamar.
Yes.
I think it'll be pretty good.
Yeah.
So it's the Cincinnati Bengals, the Bengals, versus the Los Angeles Rams, nay, the St. Louis Rams. And I think because, look, there is not the Cowboys are not in it for the umpteenth consecutive year.
You don't have to say that.
The Texans are not in it for the umpteenth consecutive year. And so I do wonder who Texans should root for in the Super Bowl.
And this is, I feel like, an acceptable time to be a bandwagon fan.
Oh,
because
yeah.
every single, like, there are only a certain subbase of people that who watch the NFL all year long. You might as well root for someone in the final hoorah.
Yeah, the game.
Yeah.
The big game, right? You can root for somebody in the big game. And so we can go back and forth and talk about who you should root for. And what I think is interesting about this is I think, first of all, let's talk about what we're gonna get down to, which is this is based on the types of Texans that are on each team.
Yeah,
that's what we care about. The fact that Joe Burrow's awesome is like
the exact reason you should root for the Bengals.
Is like one reason. He's so thirsty.
Oh God.
But the reason, the fact that Joe Burrow is great, I don't care about that. What I care about is your Texas bona fides. So, on one hand, you have the Los Angeles Rams. And the Los Angeles Rams have, in my opinion, the biggest star from Texas, which is Matt Stafford. Of course, Highland Park, Highland Park's own Matthew Stafford, going to be the quarterback for the Rams. A long-suffering. He was always pretty good in Detroit, but was in Detroit. And so I'm happy for him.
They have those shirts that they made in Highland Park for him, and there has been a line out the door for the past 3 days because people were trying to get their hands on it so much.
Bobby Brown, Bobby Evans, a lot of DFW flavor. Justin Hollins from Arlington Martin. Traven Howard, who had the game-sealing interception in their NFC Championship game. He's a Lobo. You got a Lobo up. Von Miller, of course, a former Super Bowl MVP himself from DeSoto. Joseph Noteboom, TCU's own, I want to say, and a Plano product. Ugbani Okwonkwo, nailed it. It's funny.
I wish people could have seen your face when you were trying to say that.
It's funny because I remember him playing at Taylor, and I remember talking about him and doing the same thing.
It's like I will never get it.
And then Ashawn Robinson from Fort Worth, Arlington Heights.
Yeah, big DFW presence there.
Yeah, big DFW presence. And so look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Texas high school football products that are going to be suiting up for the Rams on Friday. And by the way, this doesn't count practice squad players. There are players who are like in the organization. These are guys who are just on the active roster.
There are there's oh no, never mind. There's not coaches on this one. Yeah.
Yes, because so on one hand you have the Rams, and they have 9 Texas high school football players, and I would say the highest profile Texas high school football player involved in this game, which is Matthew Stafford.
If your starting quarterback is there, it's probably the highest profile.
Right. The quarterback for the Rams, Highland Park. Then you go over to the Bengals. The Bengals do have more Texas high school football products and Texas high school football guys. But what's interesting is that we are lumping in, they have the same number of players, 9 players. They also have 4 coaches.
Yeah.
Trey Hopkins, and this is a little bit more kind of wide-ranging, and I would say more of a Houston area feel.
Yeah, you've got a lot of Houston.
Trey Hopkins from North Shore, right? Travion Williams, of course, the star from Texas A&M. He went to C.E. King. Joseph Osai from Conroe Oak Ridge. Damian Square from Houston Yates. Michael Thomas from Aldine Nimitz. And then in the coaching ranks, you've got Steve Jackson, the defensive backs coach. He's from Klein Forest. Elsewhere, Trey Flowers, who is a key safety for them from Converse Judson. Samaj P. Ryan from Pflugerville Hendrickson. Clay Johnston, the big linebacker from Abilene Wiley, et cetera, plus 3 other coaches. Tight ends coach James Casey is from Azle. Wide receivers coach Troy Walters is from A&M Consolidated. And running backs coach Justin Hill is from Lake Dallas. And so this is a tough call. And I would say that on the pure numbers, if your goal is you want the most number of Texans to be happy
and get a ring,
if you want the most rings associated with Texas, I would say that you got to root for the Bengals. With that said,
I tried to tell him.
With that said, I think I'm rooting for Matthew Stafford.
Yes, because I am rooting for the Bengals. So it would only be
No!
right.
No,
It would only be right.
It has nothing to do with the fact that you think Joe
have
Burrow's.
completely opposite opinions on who should win this.
It has doesn't have anything to do with the fact that you think Joe Burrow's hot.
I do.
All I'm saying is
think that.
Matthew Stafford, I think the story there is better. I also wonder if this is his last chance and last best chance
Right.
to get
That's
a ring.
perfectly fair. Let me pull at your heartstrings in a different way, though, here. What about your guy, Ben Baby, being able to cover
But he didn't
a
get a-
Super Bowl champion?
he
Yeah,
gets-
he might. I
He
mean,
gets to cover a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Period. So he's already won. Like,
Yeah,
it
that's
doesn't
fair.
matter if they win.
but
He
it's
doesn't
that
get a
much
ring.
better if you. Sometimes they do. Sometimes a beat writer
They
will.
are not going to give a beat writer from ESPN
Yeah.
a ring. No, I would say I'm rooting for the Rams because of Matthew Stafford, and I think this is his last best shot. I think that's the reason I'm going to go with the Rams.
Okay, well,
Now,
who day? We're going for the Bengals.
Yeah, a lot of real research went into that pick.
You're the worst.
Let me ask you what you're doing for the game on Sunday.
Going over to some friend's house, and we're gonna do potluck.
Okay.
That's the only way to do the Super Bowl, in my opinion, is get together with people, and you have to have just a plethora of unhealthy, greasy food.
We used to do the Super Bowl party used to be like our party.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it's like you got I bet you have a friend who does a Christmas party.
Yep.
I bet you have a friend who does a Halloween party or something.
Yeah,
Halloween-ish.
Halloween, and then like a Friendsgiving
Yep.
host type of thing. Yeah, no, Super Bowl.
We used to be Super Bowl people.
Mhm.
We used to do the Super Bowl every year, but before we had kids, and it was a fun time. The potluck is the way to go.
I got it. What's the one thing that you have to have, you feel, like food-wise, that it, like, there's an instant magnetic connection in your brain that says Super Bowl party food?
My friend Emily makes this dip that's nuts, and I can't even describe it. But what I would always I would text her like weeks in advance and be like, "You're bringing the dip, right?
Right. Like, even if you can't show
Like,
up, you
you're
can drop
sending
off
the
the dip,
dip.
right?
You're sending the dip."
See,
right?
with mine, it's poppers.
Okay.
Jalapeno
My
poppers
brother's-
are
my brother's
always
making those when he
any
comes over.
football viewing party that I've ever hosted has always been poppers is a go-to.
Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna do the smoked queso.
Very nice.
And we'll but yeah, we're having a birthday.
Well, you're
we're
not
having
to
a
blow up
birthday
your mom's
slash-
spot, but she texted you and said you
Yeah.
had to bring the queso, right?
When I was talking about it yesterday, she's like, "You should bring the queso. You should do the queso." I was like, "Okay, yeah." So anyway, they go the Super Bowl kicking off 5:30 on NBC, CBS,
NBC, I believe it's NBC.
NBC. I don't know. They don't pay.
Yeah,
me to
because
talk about
Al and Chris have been talking about it for a long time,
That's
and they
right,
also
Al
they
Michaels-
didn't
It's
get
Al Michaels' last game on his contract too.
yes, and they
there's a
didn't.
lot of smoke. He's gonna go to Amazon after this.
That's wow.
So Amazon.
I missed out on that.
Did you not hear about this?
No,
So it sounds like Amazon is going to get the exclusive rights to Thursday Night Football,
of course they're
and I think they're going to hire Al Michaels to do it. Which
Interesting.
Is kind of crazy.
that. You want to talk about backing up a truck with a load of cash in it? That's how you.
Buddy.
That's the only way to steal that man away.
Exactly right.
Wow.
Anyway, enjoy the Super Bowl on Sunday.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.